This video will focus on creating an item record from a bibliographic record. To start, you need to look up the desired bibliographic record using the Find tool. Change the Search Database field to Bibliographic Record. If you're already aware of the control number for the bibliographic record that is being linked to, change the qualifier to control number. Type in the bibliographic record number and click the magnifying glass to search. The bibliographic record searched for will be the only result that appears. For book linking, it is recommended that when searching for a bibliographic record to link to, unique identifiers are used. For books and audiobooks, the ISBN is used. Note, when searching by ISBN, to retrieve results regardless of the version of the ISBN, either the 10 or 13 digit included in a bibliographic record, select ISBN as the qualifier. Do not select all keyword fields, since that can cause relevant results to be excluded. If the ISBN cannot be clearly identified, search for the correct bibliographic record by title, using any additional search terms or filters to narrow the search. Examine the results carefully before selecting the record to link to. For media linking, it is recommended that when searching for a bibliographic record to link to, unique identifiers are used. For media other than audiobooks, the UPC is used. If the UPC cannot be clearly identified, search for the correct bibliographic record by title, using any additional search terms or filters to narrow the search. Examine the results carefully before selecting the record to link to. If you don't know the ISBN or control number, the qualifier can be set to title or all keyword fields. Enter your search terms. Choose the record from the search results that matches the desired item, and either click the checkbox next to the desired item and click Open, or simply double-click the item itself. Click the Mark tab to view more details and confirm that the record is the correct one to link to. If it is not, click Results at the top right to return to the search and select a different record. On the bibliographic record page, click Actions, and from the drop-down menu choose Create Item. Alternatively, you can click the Items tab and click New Item. A new item record workform will open where individual copy data about an item can be edited. Required fields for a new item record are call number scheme, what system of organization is used, circulation status. There are options here for changing items to available, being acquired by the library, in storage, and in process. Assigned branch. Material type. A complete listing of these can be found in the knowledge base on the Material Types and Default Unit Prices appendix of the Polaris Training Manual. A description of several possible collection, material type, and shelf location triptychs can be found in the knowledge base on the Linking Triptychs appendix of the Polaris Training Manual. Loan period. Per policies and procedures, all print materials able to be requested for reciprocal borrowing must circulate for a minimum of 14 days. The library may opt to have a different loan period, but not less than 14 days. All audiovisual materials able to be requested for reciprocal borrowing must circulate for a minimum of 7 days. The library may opt to have a different loan period, but not less than 7 days. Owning branch and fine code. This is up to each Buckles library to decide. A description of how local fine may be used can be found in the knowledge base on the Local Fines page of the Policies and Procedures Manual. There are fields that are not required for a new item, including barcode. While this field isn't required by Polaris Leap, it is required for a new item record. Note, there is no barcode validation in place, so take care when scanning the barcode. Item template. All previously created templates are still available in Leap. If an item template is chosen, it will automatically set the required fields to the values used by that particular template. Double check them, but editing them should not be needed. If an item template is chosen and changes are made to the fields in the bottom section, these changes will override the values from the template when the item is created. Changes made to fields in the top section that have pre-selected template values will revert back to the template values when the item is created. However, the template values are not initially visible in the top section like they are in the bottom section. Due to this fact, when using an item template, fields in the top section should not be edited until after the item has been created and the template values become visible. Use template values instead of these if available. This box will automatically be checked if a template has been chosen, and any fields in the top section that are included in the template will be adjusted to the given template's values after the item record has been created. These values will not be visible initially. Any fields in the bottom section that are included in the template will also default to the template values unless they are changed before the item is created. If this box is unchecked after a template has been selected, the template values for the fields in the top section will not be used and they will need to be entered manually. Template values for the fields in the bottom section will still be used unless they are changed before the item is created. If a template has not been selected, this box will be unavailable and each field will need to be entered manually. Prefix. Use this for classification categories like J, YA, Ref, or Storage. Classification. For fiction books, this would be FIC in capital letters. For nonfiction books, this would be the Dewey Decimal Number. For biographies, this would be BIOG in capital letters. Cutter. Recommended format for the cutter is for fiction books, the full author last name, so for example, Rawling, written in all capitals. For nonfiction books, the first 3 letters of the author's last name, for example, HAR, all in capitals. For biographies, the full subject last name. So for example, Rawling, all in capital letters. Suffix. Use this for extra text that is not in the cutter field. For example, edition numbers or other information unique to the item that should not go in the volume field. Volume. The following guidelines for the volume field are recommended when linking materials in Polaris. All uppercase letters, no spaces within each element, enter the 4-digit year, enter the year before other elements for proper call number sorting, use the year instead of edition when possible, for example, 2012, not 47th edition. A list of examples can be found in the knowledge base on the call number volume field appendix of the Polaris training manual. Copy. This is used when there are multiple copies of the same item linked to the same bibliographic record. The system does not automatically assign copy numbers. The copy number must be manually added if desired. Price. The replacement cost of an item is a set dollar amount that becomes the default amount determined by the Policies and Procedures Committee to reflect a fair replacement price for a given item. The committee reviews all replacement costs every year. Libraries should link materials using the default replacement cost for consistency and uniformity. Libraries may change the replacement cost to reflect the actual list price of the item. Replacement costs are used by libraries to bill patrons and libraries for lost items. If a library chooses, at the time of linking, to replace the default replacement cost with the actual list price of the item, the patron or library will be billed that amount. Replacement costs are specific to an item's material type. A complete listing of costs can be found in the knowledge base on the replacement cost page of the Policies and Procedures Manual. Renewal limit. This is up to each Buckles library to decide. Display in pack. Not checking display in pack for any circulating items linked to a catalog record violates policies and procedures regarding resource sharing. It results in those items being invisible to patrons who wish to obtain them via on-site or reciprocal borrowing. All circulating items, including media, linked to the database must be available for on-site borrowing to all patrons holding valid, unrestricted cards from Buckles member libraries. All circulating items, including media, linked to the database for 6 months or more, must be available for reciprocal electronic loan to all patrons residing in Buckles member towns. This includes access to all material linked to a catalog record. If a library is unwilling to send materials, these materials must be linked to uncatalogued records. Holdable. Not checking holdable is permitted only for the first 6 months after purchase. After that, only titles on a summer reading list or from the current New York Times bestseller list can be made exempt from holds. Non-circulating. Checking non-circulating would make an item exempt from policies and procedures regarding resource sharing, since these rules address circulating items only. This is typically done for reference items. Statistical code. These are optional identifiers to provide additional specificity for statistical purposes. A complete listing of these codes can be found in the knowledge base on the Statistical Codes Appendix of the Polaris Training Manual. Collection. This is strongly recommended for accuracy of collection evaluation. A complete listing of these can be found in the knowledge base on the Collections Appendix of the Polaris Training Manual. A description of several possible collection, material type, and shelf location triptychs can be found in the knowledge base on the Linking Triptychs Appendix of the Polaris Training Manual. Shelf location. This is strongly recommended when relevant. A complete listing of these can be found in the knowledge base on the Shelf Locations appendix of the Polaris Training Manual. A description of several possible collection, material type, and shelf location triptychs can be found in the knowledge base on the Linking Triptychs appendix of the Polaris Training Manual. When finished editing, click Create Item and the top right. If fields are missing, the item record will not be saved and it will tell you what fields are missing. If you try to leave a new item record without saving, you will get a pop-up box that says New Item Record Changed. You have made changes to this item record. Are you sure you want to cancel without saving? Discard changes will not save your new item record. Clicking Cancel will not save the item record. It will just prevent you from closing it. You still need to click Create Item manually to create that item. If an item template was used and Use Template Values instead of these if available was selected, certain call number fields will most likely still need to be entered. Once you finish making any edits in the Controls tab, click Save and then Close. In this case, I don't want to make this item record, so I'm going to click Cancel. I don't want to save my record, so I'm clicking Discard. Whether you've made the item record or not, you will return to the bibliographic record for the item. Note that if an item was linked as being in process or being acquired by library, it will still need to be checked in before it will become available. Checking in the item will also verify that the barcode was entered correctly when linking. To edit settings for a new item for loan and hold limits, click on the new item record. Click the Controls tab. Adjust the settings as desired for the loan period and hold limits. The button Loanable Outside System should always be checked. To copy an item record, also known as bulk creating items, open the desired record, click Actions, click Copy. A work form will open that says New Item Record and then a number. The number will vary based on how many other work forms you have open. Make edits as needed. Make sure to change the barcode. If an attempt is made to save without doing so, a pop-up screen will appear that says Duplicate Barcode Detected. This record appears to be a duplicate of existing records, and it will list the control number and the owner of the duplicate record. Click Cancel and change the barcode. Do not click Save provisionally, as it will create a duplicate item record that is essentially invisible and does not function as a normal record. So click Cancel. Then when you've made all the changes that you need to, click Save and then click Close. The option to bulk create multiple items at once, for example, if a library has 2 copies of the same title that they would like to create records for at the same time, is not available yet in Polaris Leap. It is not clear when this feature will be available in Leap. This feature can still be accessed in the Polaris client. Click Close one more time to close the bibliographic record, and you'll return to the Polaris Leap home screen. So now you know how to create an item record from a bibliographic record.